Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
It's a day in which Jimmy in Boston will be forever tickled, for it is an episode of My Friend Irma starring Marie Wilson, the last show of the 1947-48 season. This was broadcast June 21st, 1948, as Irma and Jane plan their vacation.
Jane!
What is it, Irma?
I think I'll have my wisdom tooth taken out.
Why? Has it been bothering you?
No, but it doesn't seem to be doing me any good.
Well, that's what you can expect when you listen to My Friend Irma.
Friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, theirs will still be hot.
Lever Brothers Company, makers of Swan, the soap with the exclusive Super Cream Blend, presents
Our friend Swan.
With My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
When you work hard for a year, you feel you need a vacation. Me, Jane Stacy, I feel that I need two. You know why? Not only have I worked hard for the past year, but I've been doing something that no one else would dare to do. I've been living with Irma Peterson. Believe me, after a year of living with Irma Peterson, you'd be happy to spend your vacation in the Siberian salt mines. Now, don't get me wrong, because I love Irma. It's just that the things that girl does is enough to drive you out of your mind. For instance, for the past few days, Irma and I have been discussing our vacation plans, and what is she doing? She is standing in the middle of the room, exercising vigorously with a pair of dumbbells. Irma, why have you suddenly decided you must lose weight?
Well, Al says when you travel, you should travel light.
Honey, he didn't mean it that way. Now, how about helping me look through these travel folders so we can find a place before our vacation's over, huh?
All right, Jane. Say, this looks like a nice place for our vacation.
Where?
Here, this modernistic hotel.
Let me see, honey. Oh, honey, that's the Great Pyramid in Egypt. It's over 2,000 years old.
Then the rate should be reasonable.
No, sweetie, you don't understand. It's a monument. Find something else, huh?
All right, let me see. Oh, I like this place.
Let's look. Irma, that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Well, how'd you get that way, Jane?
I don't know. Your boyfriend Al probably thought it was a pinball machine and tilted it. Come on, sweetie, we have to look through the folders.
All right. Say, this sounds nice.
Really? Let me read it. A vacation paradise. A place where Mother Nature has outdone herself to make this wonderland a riot of spectacular color. Yes, even this cannot compare with the food at McGivney's Seafood Palace in the heart of Rockaway. Oh, no. Irma, this is the front cover of a menu.
Oh. Well, here's one. Plan your vacation in the land of the sick warriors.
Irma, that's sequoias.
Or make this a memory that will live forever as you spend 2 weeks deep in the interior of the alligators.
It's Alleghenies.
Which is the home of the irritable Indian.
That's Iroquois. Honey, you must drive your boss, Mr. Clyde, insane the way you read.
Oh, Mr. Clyde doesn't mind much. In fact, I know he likes me. Once he heard in the paper that a girl named Irma Peterson committed suicide, and he went right out and got drunk. He was so upset he ordered champagne for the whole staff.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Then he found out you were alive, so he stayed drunk. Honey, this isn't finding a place for us to go on our vacation.
Jane, maybe we oughtn't to go away at all.
Why not?
I'll miss my Al.
So what?
Oh, I'm liable to lose him. You know, there are 3 girls for every 2 men.
What about it?
Oh, where will I find an apartment for 5 people?
Oh, please, Irma. Come in.
Hello, Jane. Hello, Irma.
Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Oh, Jane, have you and Irma decided where you're going on your vacation?
Not yet, Richard.
Oh, good. I have a wonderful plan. You know, business is sort of quiet this time of the year, so I thought if Al could make it, he and I could join you.
Oh, Richard, that's wonderful.
Well, I don't know about Al. I don't think he'll go unless he can pay his own way.
Well, fine.
But if he pays his own way, he can't go.
Well, now, don't worry about it, Irma. Al will be bunking with me, and it won't cost him anything.
Oh, Richard, you know you're a darling. I could hug you for that.
I'll take you up on that when we go for our first canoe ride. Well, as long as you haven't picked a place, there's the Hotel Del Mar overlooking the Blue Pacific, or if you don't want to go that far, there's the Moosehead Lodge up in Maine.
The Moosehead Lodge?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Richard, that's very exclusive. Gee, I know they'll take you, but I'm afraid Irma and I won't have a chance.
Oh, I know they're a little snooty, but I'm sure that if you write them an impressive letter, you'll have no trouble at all. I'd write it myself, but I have a million things to do down at the office.
All right, Richard, I'll do my best. Come in.
Hello, Jane. Rich. Hiya, chicken.
Hello, Al, honey.
Hello, Al.
Hi, Al.
Well, girls, got the ideal spot picked for your vacation. Been going there for years. Hotel McAdams.
Hotel McAdams?
Certainly. Beautiful place and very exclusive. Matter of fact, they're so fussy about who they let in, they got to sign the lobby which says, all guests with a criminal record must show documentary proof that they have served their time and will not fight extradition if wanted in other states.
Oh, Al.
We're only kidding, chicken, but really found a nice vacation spot.
Al, Richard has already found a place for us to go to.
Yes, it's on the coast of Maine overlooking the Blue Pacific.
And Al, you're going too.
Oh, nothing doing. You know I can't afford to...
But I want you to be my guest.
That's what I say. I can't afford to pass up your offer.
Well, then, if it's all agreed, I'll run along. Oh, and don't forget to write that letter, Jane. I'll see you later.
Bye. Well, thanks to Richard, we can all look forward to a swell vacation. If you kids will excuse me, I'll go in the bedroom, get some of my summer things ready for the cleaners.
Chicken, it burns me up.
What do you mean, honey?
The way you let Richard do everything. Is there any reason why I can't pick the place? I got good taste. But don't look at me that way, chicken. I know I got one black shoe on and one brown one. Can't be helped. The landlord was coming up for the rent. I had to dress in a hurry.
Oh, Al, I'm not criticizing you. It's just that Richard wants us to go to a lodge in Maine.
Yeah, I know his taste. Must be one of those swanky joints where you have to take a shower before they let you in the pool. That's no place for a vacation. You don't feel at home. You go there for a good time, and someone comes up and asks if you care to join in a round of croquettes. You don't feel like eating them chicken meatballs.
Oh, Al, you're so naive. Croquette isn't a chicken meatball. It's French for knitting.
Yeah, and what kind of food did they serve? Little sandwiches cut in triangles. If you take more than 10 or 12, they give you a dirty look. It's not that I want you in, but why take chances spending good money for a snooty place? If you want the best advice on where to go for a vacation, you get it from one guy.
Who, Al?
Who else but... Hello, Joe. Al, got a problem. Want to get away from people. What do you suggest? Uh-huh. 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 Mm-hmm. Sing Sing or Alcatraz? You prefer Sing Sing? They show better movies on Friday nights? No, Joe, want something less confining. Want a legitimate vacation spot? What you got? Well, ask her. Irma, how about Death Valley?
Oh, I read about that. Isn't that where all the elephants go to die?
Please, check. Joe, how do you get a trip to a snazzy place free? Here, hold it. Don't want to discuss it on this party line. We'll call you right back from a payphone. Goodbye, noble friend. Chicken, we'll be right back. Want to talk to Joe from the pay station downstairs.
All right, Chloe.
Chloe?
I just want to know... I just want you to know I gotta go where you are.
Sweet fellow, Chicken. We'll be back with a place to go.
Oh, Chloe, I gotta go where you are.
Irma.
Chloe.
Honey. Irma.
Huh?
Have you seen my stationery? I want to get that letter off before... Oh. Come in.
It's only me, Professor Kropotkin. Hello, Janie and Irma, my two little telescopes. One far-sighted, the other with a collapsible head. Excuse me, a little joke I picked up from an astronomer.
Why, Professor.
Girls, have you got an extra comb, please? I'm in the middle of curling Mrs. O'Reilly's hair.
Oh, sure, here you are.
I'll take it. Janie, would you mind coming downstairs to Mrs. O'Reilly's room? I don't know whether I should make the curls large or small.
Well, why don't you ask her? After all, it's her hair.
This I know, but she's out shopping. Janie, tell me, did you and Irma decide where you are going on your vacation?
Oh, yes, we're going to the Moosehead Lodge up in Maine. How about you, Professor? You planning on taking a vacation?
Well, I was planning on it, Jenny, but things didn't work out.
Oh.
You see, I was going to sublet my room to a friend of mine from Pennsylvania who's also taking a vacation. But when he came out to look at my room, he decided he'd have a better vacation if he stayed on the job.
What kind of a job does he have?
He's a coal miner. Tell me, Irma, what is Al going to do while you're away?
Oh, Al will be with Richard, and they're both going to be at the same camp with Jane and me.
That's nice. Well, girls, I'll see you before you go. I must go back to my room now and write a letter to the district attorney. He wants to be notified of every crime committed.
Every crime?
Yes, Mrs. O'Reilly is cooking dinner for me. Hello, Al, and goodbye. I'm just on my way out.
Goodbye, Professor. Well, girls, we're all set. Joe found an ideal spot for our vacation.
Now, just forget it, Al. I wouldn't go to any place that Joe suggested. Richard has started the wheels turning so we can get into the Moosehead Lodge. Well, if you kids will excuse me, I want to go out and buy some impressive stationery so I can write a letter to them for reservations. I'll see you later, kids.
Chicken will not let that dame push me around. My mind is made up.
What do you mean, Al? Don't you want to go with us?
Well, of course I do, Chicken. But since Richard is footing my bill, want to make sure we get in.
Well, but Jane's going to write a letter.
Do not have confidence in Jane. Need more sophistication. Chicken, you and I will write that letter.
Oh, Al, do you think we're doing the right thing?
Sure, Chicken. Jane and Richard will thank us forever.
Oh, Al, I like the way you make up your mind to do things at a moment's notice. You're so repulsive.
Chicken, that's impulsive.
Oh, what's the difference, Al? I like you either way.
June 21st, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of My Friend Irma, June 21st, 1948.
Well, I just finished writing a letter to the Moosehead Lodge asking for reservations for the four of us. You know, my conscience bothers me. I described Al and Irma as the perfect lady and gentleman. Now, I know what's going to happen. Someone will say to Al, would you care to indulge in a little parcheesi? And Al will say,
Parcheesi? By all means. Would you mind putting it on a cracker for me?
And as soon as we get to the Moosehead Lodge, someone will say to Irma, would you care for a nightcap? And Irma will say,
No, thanks. I like to sleep bald-headed.
Yes, indeed. I'm glad the two of them are not here as I write this letter. I'm taking no chances on Al and Irma gumming up the works. So little Jane Stacy's personally dropping this letter in the mailbox, special delivery.
Jane! Oh, she's not here.
Good. Don't wander around making wisecracks while I'm dictating this letter for Moosehead Lodge. Got your notebook, chicken?
Yes, Al.
Uh-huh. When you type it, keep a copy, so we'll have a copy of what we said.
All right, Al. Now, shall I say gentlemen or dear sir?
Well, chicken, we want to impress this lodge that we're swank people, so use swank terms. Write, Your Highness.
All right. All right. My dear Your Highness.
Good. We wish to make a reservation at your lodge for the coming semester for 4 people, or as you might say, a group of quadrupeds. We wish to assure you that we are very high class. You got that, chicken?
Al, how do you spell Your Highness?
Chicken, got to write fast. My mind is clicking. These creative thoughts come and go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Al.
Now, just say we desire reservations for 4 people.
Well, how will they know we're high class?
I'm coming to that. New paragraph.
I don't know how to spell paragraph.
Chicken, you don't write. You just zip it in a little.
Oh, all right, Al.
Okay, take this. Do not think that we are just common people. We have been to many swank places. We have been to England during the cricket shooting season. Sojourned at Capistrano for a few swallows. And shot peasants in the Everglades.
I'll put that we only shoot them in season so they'll know we're legitimate people.
Good thought, chicken. Continue. As for our friends, we have mingled only with the best. I personally am related to Count Alphonse of Scandia. Of course, I'm only related to the Count by marriage, what you might call a blood count. But almost daily rub shoulders with such intimate friends as bankers and authors and, oh yes, President Hoover, statesman, scholar, and incidentally, inventor of the vacuum cleaner.
Gee, Al, you know everybody.
Yes, chicken. Now, let us continue. We all eat with knives and forks, especially when we eat on the European plan. And I am sure that your lodge will be exactly...
Well, it's been 3 days since I sent that letter to Moosehead Lodge, and I expect an answer this morning. Irma, of course, is packing. Such packing you have never seen. At this moment, she is trying to pack a ukulele, which she informs me is waterproof. So being a normal person, I said, well, Irma, why would anyone want a waterproof ukulele? And Irma said,
in case you get tired playing, you can paddle.
You know, Irma, I should argue with you on that, but it's just too ridiculous. But now, before I really blow my top, please tell me, why are you putting ice cubes in your hat?
Well, you know, when you're on a vacation under the moonlight summer breezes, and you're with a man like Al, I may want to keep a cool head.
Oh, honey, forget about packing till we get that confirmation from the lodge, huh? Why don't you go see a movie? There are 2 new pictures playing right around the corner. On Our Merry Way and Dream Girl.
Oh, I saw them with Al.
Oh, you saw them. What are they about?
I don't know. When Al and I go to the movies, we never look at the screen.
Well, then why don't you go out and get your hair fixed?
Oh, I can't. I'm waiting for someone.
Who, Irma?
Oh, it isn't important.
You know, you've been acting strangely all day, Irma, running to the mailbox every 5 minutes. You expecting a letter?
Oh, tiddly-dum.
Well, that's a pretty good answer. Come in.
Hiya, chicken. Any sign of the mailman yet?
No, Al. Maybe we should have sent it special delivery like Jane did.
Next, chicken. What else is new, Jane?
Just a minute. Wait just a minute. Did the 2 of you by any chance write a letter to Moosehead Lodge?
Say tiddly-dum, Al. That always stops her.
Irma, let me handle this. Look at me, Al.
There's nothing wrong, Jane.
Well, then why are you and Irma looking at each other like that?
Well, you heard that expression, a person's face is their fortune?
What about it?
Chicken and I are doing a little bookkeeping.
Irma Peterson, answer me. Did you have the audacity to write a separate letter to Moosehead Lodge?
Well, yes, Jane, but when you read it, you'll see that we will be admitted at once. Look, here's a carbon copy.
Let me see that. Oh. Not only are we friends of President Hoover, but we have often been invited by the Vanderbilts to go yachting in their solarium and drink grouse. Oh, no.
Subtle but effective, Jane. Continue.
The family of my fiancée, Irma Peterson, has spent a great deal of time abroad. And I can modestly say that my own family has done time in America.
Chicken, I think Jane is getting a little pale.
So what? You'll get a color back at Moosehead Lodge.
Moosehead Lodge? Both of you must be kidding. Believe me, after this letter, if we showed up there, they'd have our heads on the wall. And I haven't worked like a dog for 23 years to end up a hat rack. Come in.
Hello, girls. Hello, Al.
Hi, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Hello, Miss O'Reilly.
Janie, this letter just came for you.
Thank you.
Well, girls, I've got to get back to my room. The professor curled me transformation, and now it's drying on the windowsill. And I want to get it inside before a bird builds a nest in it.
Jane, is that letter from Moosehead Lodge?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you open it?
What's the use?
Oh, go on, open it, Jane.
All right.
My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of My Friend Irma, June 21st, 1948, as they plan their vacation. And looks like there may be a problem.
Dear Miss Stacy, we regret we cannot give you accommodations at this time as no reservations are available. Sincerely, Moosehead Lodge. Well, there goes our vacation in Maine. And do you know why?
No, Jane, but go ahead. We're paying attention.
Because you and Al took it upon yourselves to write a ridiculous letter. What'll Richard say?
Well, we're sorry, Jane.
Well, you're always sorry. You were sorry when you sewed suspenders on my brand new strapless evening gown. You were sorry when you tied firecrackers on my hair because I said I wanted to see how I'd look with bangs. You're sorry. You're just always sorry.
Please come in, anybody.
It's only me again, Kropotkin.
But Janie, you're crying.
Well, I've got something to cry about.
Or someone must have shown you a picture of my room. I'm only trying to cheer you up, Janie. Tell me what is wrong.
Well, Irma and Al.
Irma and Al. Just tell me what we need. A doctor, a lawyer, or an undertaker.
Now, wait a minute, Jane.
I'll wait nothing. When Richard finds out what you've done, he will be ostracized.
He can't do that. He's a citizen.
Oh. Come in.
Special delivery for Miss Stacy.
Oh, thank you.
Who's it from, Jane?
Oh, it's another letter from Moosehead Lodge. They're probably suing us.
Go on, read it.
What does it say, Jane?
Well, it says, your second letter for reservation signed Al, Irma, Jane, and Richard Incorporated has so delighted our committee that we beg you to forgive us for turning down your previous request. We feel that any group with such a sense of humor will give Moosehead Lodge that congenial, amiable atmosphere we so desire. And please give our regards to that great inventor, President Hoover.
Jane, your eyes are popping.
Well, Irma, Al, they like the letter. They want us to come up. Oh, Al, how can I ever thank you?
Oh, don't thank me, Jane. The chicken belongs to credit.
Well, Irma, how in the world did you ever work it?
Oh, simple, Jane. You see, Richard had an idea in his head. You had an idea in your head. Al had an idea in his head. It was easy for me because I could think. I had nothing in my head.
And you know, that's a bit of an understatement coming from the head of my friend Irma. Well, we're all packed to go. And you know, though we're happy, Irma and I are practically in tears. We're anxious to go, but we're going to miss all our friends. Aren't we, Irma?
Yes, Jane.
Well, don't cry, Irma. After all, we're two very lucky girls to have so many wonderful friends.
I know, Jane. That's why I'm so sad. Because you know what they say. Next to a dog, a friend is a man's best.
Come in.
Professor Kropotkin and Mrs. O'Reilly. We just came to say goodbye.
Thank you, Professor.
And girls, you know, I haven't got much money, but I'd like to give you a little present to take with you.
Oh, how nice.
Well, what is it, Professor?
Mrs. O'Reilly.
Oh, hush up, Professor. Goodbye, girls. We're going to miss you. Oh, I hate to cry like this. The tears make my eyelashes soaking wet. I have to put them on the radiator to dry. And that shrinks them.
And all the time I thought you were wearing them at half-mast.
Come on, girls. The cab's waiting.
Come on, let's go.
Coming. Goodbye, everybody. Have a swell vacation.
Oh, and that goes for me, too. Oh, if you get a postal card with my name on it and you don't know who it's from, just wait until I come back and I'll tell you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
My Friend Irma, presented by Swan, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, was produced by Cy Howard. Tonight's script was written by Cy Howard and Park Levy. Folks, this program is the last one for a short time while our cast, writers, and production personnel take a well-earned vacation. My Friend Irma will return to the air again August 30th and will star Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Professor Kropotkin was played by Hans Conried. Frank Bingman speaking.
June 21st, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the soap opera Claudia. This episode from June 21st, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
Dum 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 bum 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 la 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 Look at that sky, Mom. Isn't it beautiful?
You look where you're driving.
I can look at both, thank you. The sky's so soft after a rain. There was almost a rainbow. Did you notice? Mama, say something.
All I can say is David must be worried sick.
I'm going as fast as the speed limit will let me.
That is not what I meant.
And I feel fine. I don't see what driving has to do with having a baby in the first place.
That is still not what I mean.
Then you're speaking in riddles, Mama.
I'm not speaking hardly at all.
Go on, speak. Make yourself at home. It's a free country.
All I can say is that David expected you
Us?
back home in 5 minutes. And we've been gone nearly an hour. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Still light as day out.
David knows Gertrude lives just 2 miles down the road, and it's only 5 minutes to take her home.
I suppose it's still so light because this is the longest day of the year, Mama?
This was also the longest 5 minutes of the year.
Now stop worrying. David was just about to take a shower when we left home. He forgets everything, including the time when he's in the shower.
I should know better. What's the use of arguing with you?
No use at all. Besides, who's arguing? We're discussing.
Oh.
And that's healthy. When a mother and a daughter can discuss things, it's healthy.
Who told you?
Everybody knows it. Even psychologists.
Well, then, if it's so healthy, tell me, why did we have to drive all the way down just tonight to the hothouse for a few flowers?
You were along, Mama, so you can't blame me.
You know I'm helpless when you've made your mind up.
That is the sweetest thing you said to me in 10 minutes.
You have not answered my question, Claudia. Why the flowers just tonight?
I felt like flowers just tonight, Mama. Aren't they lovely?
They are. I think I like the snapdragons best. But that has nothing to do with this clandestine drive through the country behind David's back.
I intend to tell David's back just where we've been. I have to explain the flowers anyway. Besides which, it's all his fault in the first place.
His fault?
Certainly his fault. If he decided to let me plant a flower garden, I wouldn't have to go tooting around the country buying them.
Poor David. He gets blamed for everything.
Living in the country isn't living in the country without a flower garden.
What is it, then?
I might just as well be back in New York. Except, of course, it's easier to buy flowers up here.
Well, I'm glad you found some benefits.
I think I will put my cards on the table, Mama, as soon as I get home.
Then you better start shuffling them, because here we are.
You agree with me, don't you?
Certainly. Agree to what?
You are a traitor. I can't depend on you for anything, not even a 2x4 flower garden.
Just one question, Claudia. Who do you expect to get as your flower gardener?
What's the matter with me?
Nothing that the birth of an 8-pound son won't cure. But for the time being, you don't look like much of a gardener.
You know, that 8-pound son was David's excuse in the first place.
And he certainly won't change his mind now.
No, but I can start working on it. A man's mind, Mama, needs a lot of working on.
Speaks Solomon's wife. Well, here we are. Now to explain our absence to your husband.
Mama, honestly, you make David sound like a monster.
I wouldn't blame him if he acted like one.
You see him pacing up and down, do you?
So far, so good.
You just tell him that you felt like having some flowers, Mama.
Me?
Yes, David wouldn't deny you anything. Do you see him?
Not in the front hall.
This is awfully quiet, isn't it?
Here, give me the flowers. I'll put them in a vase in the kitchen.
You will not. You talk to David while I do it.
Coward.
Not at all. I love arranging flowers. I'm terrible at it. Mama, I don't hear David anyplace.
He's giving us the silent treatment.
Oh. Well, just so his lips haven't turned white, I can cope with him. I wish he'd come down.
I'm going to get supper on. This is your funeral.
Mama. Uh-oh.
Here he comes.
His footsteps sound as if he's been worrying.
Probably imagines us tangled up in a car accident. Poor David.
Poor us. We aren't.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Mama, he's singing. How angry can he be?
Hello,
Your
you
father
two.
always sang when he was angriest.
Hello, David. Hello.
You've been awfully quiet. Anything wrong?
Anything wrong?
Anything wrong?
Not a sound around this house for the last half hour. What have you been doing?
Nothing.
Now, that's usual, but thanks anyway.
What for?
For the unaccustomed peace and quiet.
Is that all you have to say to me?
Darling, is anything the matter?
Everything is the matter, isn't it, Mama?
I don't blame you for being angry, Claudia.
What's going on here?
Oh, you man. Haven't you even missed us?
I missed a few interruptions and idea questions, yes, but that's all. Have you been gone?
Listen to him, Mama. Have we been gone? Yes, we've been gone. Mama and I have been out gallivanting around the countryside.
Really?
He doesn't believe us, Claudia.
Did you have a nice ride?
Lovely, thank you, lovely. I drove.
Oh, that's nice.
He still doesn't believe us.
I don't care so much about his not believing us, but I do care that he didn't even miss us. I would even have preferred your being furious that I was driving the car around without telling you instead of this indifference.
There is no pleasing her, Mother.
It was something of a letdown, David. Both Claudia and I had our claws sharpened for the fray.
Really?
Well, since there are no fireworks to watch, I'll get supper going.
Come on, darling. Kiss me and forgive my good humor and tell me where you've been.
Where do you think I got these flowers I am holding?
Pluck them right out of the sky.
Very funny. I bought them at the Sunnyside hothouses.
The Sunnyside hothouses?
Yes. You know, down by Eastbrook Center. Well, David, what is the matter?
I thought you weren't supposed to go driving around the countryside.
I'm not, but a minute
The
ago
hothouses are miles away. If I don't keep my eye on you every single second.
David!
If I go in to take a simple shower and come out to find that you've hopped in the car and taken off against everybody's warning.
You'd never have known if I hadn't told you. You didn't even miss
That's nothing to do with it. You ought to be spanked.
Oh, darling, for a while I thought you didn't care.
No, I sometimes wish I didn't.
Does complicate life, doesn't it?
That's a masterpiece of understatement.
Oh, you flatterer. David, darling, if we had our own flower garden, I wouldn't have to drive around buying them. Don't you really think we ought to raise some flowers?
You're going to raise a son. That's enough for you for one season.
We're raising vegetables.
Vegetables. First, the law of the land, darling.
Let's go outside to talk. Dinner's not for a while. Laws, laws, laws. Who made the law?
The rugged New Englanders who first planted this land. They planted their victuals first.
Our victuals are planted.
And how I let you talk me into it, I'll never know.
You mean you admit you're not a rugged New Englander?
I certainly do. You can buy vegetables at 1/3 of the price that we raise them.
David, did you ever taste better asparagus or rhubarb or scallions than ours?
They ought to be good. Each carrot is worth at least a $1.
Well, they're certainly worth it.
Well, what kind of higher mathematics do you use to figure that?
It's simple. They're ours.
I thought you were the young woman who couldn't eat anything she could look at in the eye.
I am. That's why we haven't planted potatoes.
Oh.
Darling, you have no real objections to my having a flower garden, have you?
I have a great many objections to one this year. I'm not going to have you doing it, that's all. These last few months, the doctor wouldn't have allowed it. And the next few months, I won't allow it. Besides, you'll be entirely too busy.
Then it's not the flowers you object to, it's me.
If you want to put it that way. I think a flower garden is a pretty nice thing to have. But don't fool yourself. It's not so simple. It takes a great deal of work, and the plot has to be prepared and spaded.
Oh, I love the work. It's work that shows, not just eaten and gone. Morning glories, marigolds, petunias, chrysanthemums, larkspur. The place will be beautiful.
We'll have a flower garden, darling, next summer. We'll start preparing that patch of land this fall.
We'll have to pick just the right spot, David.
Very important. We'll have to have the soil enriched and plant some of the bulbs and roots so they can be ready to come up in the spring.
How do you know so much?
Oh, everybody does.
Not I. I don't know nothing.
You're a little city girl.
But with country ambitions.
That makes up for a lot of ignorance.
It better had. Oh, darling. You never act half as bad as you sound, do you?
And what does that mean?
I mean, that half the time you talk like a man. You don't really feel like one, do you?
There's nothing unmanly about liking a few flowers.
Of course not. It's just un-New Englandy, un-forefatherly. But our ancestors won't feel so bad, seeing as we did plant our victuals a whole year first.
I'm not amused. Now, come on, let's go back into the house. Supper must be ready.
It's a roast. We've got plenty of time. Let's find the right place of land for our garden this minute.
Why?
Well, besides wanting to beat you while you're hot, I want to have a chance to think of it. Now, where do you think?
Well, first we want a flat piece of ground where the soil goes pretty deep without rocks or stones.
Now, let's see. How about behind the barn? It's flat there.
Not bad. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, I noticed a nice privet hedge growing there.
And it's a nice private place for a nice privet hedge.
Now, wait a minute, darling. We don't have to run. It's not going to disappear.
The day is, David. It's starting to get dark.
And we'll see it in the morning.
Nothing doing. I want to see it now. We're almost
Hey,
here.
careful. Some loose stones on this wall.
Is that the hedge? That little green row of stuff?
Spoken like a true horticulturist, yes.
I like privet hedge, even before I knew what it was.
Now you know. Let's go back in the house.
David, I want to see it close up. What's the hurry?
No hurry. I'm just dying of hunger.
Good. Say, it grows pretty high, doesn't it?
Just about average.
Oh, you're so blasé.
Come on. You've seen it. I'm hungrier.
David, do you see what I see?
Hmm?
Look
Where?
there, see inside the square of hedge. Practically hidden. David, it's a garden of flowers.
Well, what do you know?
Must be a secret garden. Look, there are cornflowers and delphinium, a few violets, some daisies, and what's that one in the corner? This is a very old-fashioned garden. Somebody must have planted it. Or do these flowers come up by themselves?
No, these are all perennials, but they must have been planted by someone in the first place.
Whoever it was who did it, darling, did it in secret. Even I have never even noticed it before. I guess some foremother of ours wasn't interested in raising victuals, David.
I suppose every woman needs a secret.
Not a secret, darling. Just a corner of something beautiful and fresh and godly. Something that is worked on and grows only for beauty and pleasure, not because you need.
Well, it looks like we have a garden now.
We're lucky we have it without any work. All for gratis.
Only what?
I'd rather our garden not be secret. I'd rather plant it right out in the open, side by side with our victuals. Wouldn't you?
Claudia, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Do 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 do. Dee 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 dee.
Any parties on your social calendar? Or meetings for which you have to plan refreshments? If so, just keep in mind that the simplest and least expensive menus are usually built around Coca-Cola. Everybody enjoys the pause that refreshes, and it takes so little preparation to serve Coke. All you have to do is to be sure it's ice cold, the way folks like it best.
Mr. King, have you seen Claudia and David? The roast is ready and they're not back.
They'll be back, though, with a gift for you.
For me?
An armful of secret flowers.
But Claudia and I just bought some.
Oh, these are homegrown. Much better, she says. You know, your daughter's really quite a sentimental young woman.
She has sentiment. It's rather nice.
Indeed it is. Though tomorrow it may come between her and a young Bridgeport doctor.
Indeed?
And the explanation to that will be tomorrow. Till then, so long, Mrs. Brown.
Oh, there are Claudia and David now. We're going to spend all evening arranging flowers. Good night, Mr. King.
Goodbye, Mrs. Brown. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir.
From June 21st, 1948, Claudia on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Would you thank this station and support their advertisers? It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Don't forget, if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can find our shows at iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spreaker. Search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And you can find them on my webpage, classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows, learn more about classic radio collecting, find our social media links. You can also buy me a coffee if you want. That'll help to keep me full of Dr. Pepper, or maybe find us some more great radio shows. That's true. Don't forget, the great radio shows are here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.